pretty easy to use GitHub with Netlify. I'm using this for my vibe coding projects. Basically, I create a project using Cursor or Windsurf and I deploy it to a GitHub repository. And I've also taken out a Netlify hosting account that's costing me just $19 per month. And trust me, as somebody who spent a lot of time building WordPress sites and paying for premium hosting, this is all pretty cheap and affordable. And you can actually just start with the free version. Once you've created your GitHub repository and your Netlify account, you can simply deploy it to Netlify. So look for the connect to GitHub option and make sure you approve it or give it authorization. And then you can navigate down through all of your different repositories. So I'm going to pick a repository at random so you can see how easy it is to work. Make sure you select your team and give it a name. So I'm going to call this my test for YouTube. You can select the branch that you want to deploy. So usually you go with the master branch. Now don't make any changes to any of the other settings. And then simply click deploy and it'll take maybe 20 or 30 seconds depending on the scope and size of your project. And you will get updates on the production deploys section about when the project is ready for you to work on. So while this project is deploying, I'm just going to show you some of the other features that are quite helpful if you're going to use GitHub and Netlify together. So this is a website I built called promptwritingstudio.com. And as you can see, anytime I make a change to my GitHub repository, it automatically gets published over to Netlify. And then it gets pushed straight through to production. So it really does speed up the time it takes to go from fixing something in your vibe coding app to deploying it on Netlify. If for some reason you've done something wrong with the code, or if there is an issue with deployment, you will get a failed notification option. And if you click on this, you can actually select or click into the deploy log, and you can start to see what went wrong with your particular build. And then you can paste this into ChatGPT, or you can simply click why did it fail to get a bit more context. But to be honest, I found after deploying dozens of different projects to GitHub and Netlify, this doesn't really happen that often. Once your project has successfully deployed, you'll see a little green icon here. Simply click on this and you will get a URL from Netlify that you can click on. If you don't want to use the .netlify.app domain, go down to domain management and you can add your custom domain records. Now all you have to do in future is just make a change on GitHub or with your coding app, push the changes to GitHub, and it'll automatically get pushed through to Netlify and updated live on the web. And this workflow works quite well if you're using either tool for vibe coding or for your creator projects.